bulletproof, guys, but it's still very solid. You can spend anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 in just glass. Sometimes, guys, it's just better just to demolish it, start clean with a clean slate. It's a lot of coordination, guys. It's not as simple as just calling the number and having it done.
For anyone that doesn't know Energy Star, it's a government-backed program, and it's about adding efficiency and reducing greenhouse gases.
We got to work together.
That's it.
It's all about, unity.
Hey guys, it's a beautiful day. I shouldn't even be wearing this jacket. That's how beautiful it is, guys. We're here today checking up the progress here. Let's go inside and have a peek. We're supposed to be pouring concrete on the slab this morning, but we had some delays, so it's going to be happening either later this afternoon or tomorrow morning. Again, you can see it's a very tight site. Obviously, we've got neighbors with shared driveways, so it's a lot of coordination between the neighbors, between the road traffic, etc. Now, our stucco guys are going to be starting very soon, but for the first step is we need to pour the concrete in the basement. Once that's poured here, once it's poured in the garden suite as well, that's when we can start and kind of really clearing up the site and making way for setting up a scaffolding, because we don't want to set up a scaffolding here, guys. There's a process, right? We want to make sure we get all the heavy duty stuff done, the concrete poured in the basement, everything done. It creates a lot of mess. Get a nice construction cleanup done. Maybe even bring in the landscapers at this stage to do some basic grading, kind of get things in motion. It's a subject that often gets overlooked. Fire rated doors are very common, but fire rated windows are not something that's super common. But fire rated windows, you've got a couple options. You've got the wired mesh and you've got also the clear glass. Clear glass, guys, is very expensive, but at the front facade, the client has upgraded to a clear glass fire rated windows, 45 minutes. And you're gonna see that here. It's very heavy, it's very thick glass. It's not bulletproof, guys, but it's still very solid. You can't just dump a bin here. Where's the bin gonna go, right? You've got the neighbor to the left, you've got the garbage to the right. So we're gonna have a live load where we're gonna have traffic control set up on the road. We've got road permits as well, so we're gonna obviously block off the road, following all the policies and guidelines where we need to follow to kind of block the road, get the road permits. A live load means that the dump truck's gonna come right here. We're gonna have 3 to 4 general laborers. They're gonna haul this garbage away. The live load means that the truck's gonna wait there 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever we need to get rid of all this garbage here. So the fire rated window being installed here, since this is a front facade, the client has opted to go with the non-wire mesh fire glass. It's a 45-minute waiting. It's very expensive. I mean, just to put it in perspective, you can spend anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 in just glass. Try to call us early on during the design or during the land acquisition stage, because we can help you, show you, guide you on some of the challenges that you might face on your property. So it's imperative to have that collaboration between the architect and, of course, the builder. The gas line is being ran over there as well. We're using gas for dryers. We're using gas here for stoves, and we're using gas for the hot water as well. As you're walking back to the back of the building, this is all the new addition, guys. So now what you're seeing over here, right? You're wondering, why is there a brick inside, right? Why is there a brick wall in the middle of this home? Well, because this is an addition. So all this section at the back over here, this is all new construction, new foundations, new footings, new excavation. This never existed. You might be thinking that you're saving money by doing an addition, but in fact, we've seen cases in which where clients have approached Plexcon Construction, they've given us drawings. They're like, hey, we've got some drawings. It's an addition job. Isn't that going to be cheaper? That's what we're being told by someone in the market, like some other builders. And we're like, guys, based on the site conditions, based on what you're dealing with, based on the existing condition of your existing foundation, you're going to spend more money trying to save your original structure and then add another addition in the back. Sometimes, guys, it's just better just to demolish it, start clean with a clean slate. You can't always just do an addition to try to save money, because that can backfire. So midway during construction, see, that's why you need a builder that works with you, that's adaptable, that can adapt to the changing environments, that's fast, rapid pace. The client, during the course of the construction, this wasn't planned beforehand. During construction, the client came to us and said, Bill, can you guys give me Energy Star level 3? And thank God they caught us at this stage, because if they didn't catch us at this stage, it'd be a challenge. So we told them, not a problem, we got you. We're also going to have a consultant, a third-party consultant hired by the clients that's going to come in during different stages to test the air tightness and also recommend any kind of additions that they recommend us to do at this stage, at the rough-in stage, at the skeleton stage, guys. Because we don't want to get too far and then realize that we missed something. All right, guys, we're in the basement now. So the prep work is already happening. We're just waiting for the sump pump pit that's going to go over there. And as we walk to the back of the house, This is the old block walls that were existing. These are also all the old walls that existed before. These are probably 40, 50, 60 years old. God knows how old they are. Imagine having 6 feet, 5.5, 6 feet of height here versus what we have now. Now you walk to the back. This is the new addition. This is all brand new foundation walls, right, throughout. We're hoping to pour by Saturday, if not Monday, depending on the different elements, weather, neighbor, road access, etc. So we're going to have a concrete pump, as you guys have previously seen in the past. What we do is we get a mixer in the front, and we get a concrete pump with a hose. Okay, there's 3-inch hose, different size hose, and the hose is going to come down here, and then we're going to start at the back over there. We're going to have 4 or 5 guys spreading out the concrete, and we're going to fill the space up with about 4 inches of concrete. They're still going to get a wire mesh on top of this. They're going to get insulation on top of this. That's still missing, but once that's all done, concrete is the last step, and that's going to require 1 day to pour the concrete. Because this garden suite's very unique, we've talked about it in the past, you can do a garden suite that has a basement. It's not that you can only do a garden suite where you're building above grade. In this location specifically, because of the zoning and the height restrictions, we were limited to do only a single-story garden suite. That's why the clients opted to go then dig. And while we're digging that main structure addition, we dug this at the same time. So there wasn't really a huge cost difference to the client because they were already doing the existing structure with plexcon, and we did it at the same time. If you've got a project where you're looking to build a garden suite in your back lawn, backyard, laneway, and you're looking to add a basement, and if that's the only thing that you guys are going to be doing and you're not adding an addition, this does cost quite a lot more, guys. I mean, you know, the foundations, the waterproofing, the digging and all that stuff versus just doing a slab on grade typical garden suite where you add 2 stories on top. So just keep that in mind. Again, if you're not sure what you can build in your property, you've got a property or you're looking to buy a property and you want to know, hey, how big of a garden suite you can build? Can you build 300? Can you build 500? Look, there's not just one template for all that you can just take one template and kind of copy it onto your property. It's not as simple as that. There's a lot of variances, side yard setbacks, front yard setbacks, etc., rear yard setbacks, etc., that have to be followed. Zoning, etc., has to be followed to determine the square footage, the height, and all the variables of your garden suite. So please contact Plexcon Construction on your next build. If you're in the middle of building, middle of acquiring the property, hit us up. The chaos now, right? This is it. It's happening now. The live load is here. They didn't have a 20-yard bin, so they accommodated us with a 40-yard. Now we didn't need a 40-yard, obviously, but they're not charging us anymore. We got a 40-yard now. We're gonna do a live load, block the traffic. We've got the pylon over there. This is gonna get loaded up real quick in 20, 30 minutes max, and then this guy's gonna take it away. So I had to tell the driver basically just right now that, hey buddy, I need it to be more pushed back. That way we have ease of access to bring the garbage inside. It's a lot of coordination, guys. It's not as simple as just calling the number and having it done. Guys, we're gonna show you something cool here. So basically here, right, like with Energy Star Level 3, and me and Connor are discussing it here with our consultant, you've got this pipe here. In a typical application, this is fine. This pipe is okay. This separates this unit in the front to the unit in the back. But with Energy Star Level 3, it's very stringent. So Connor, why don't you lead the show here?
So usually you just, when you're doing insulation, you just tape around your pipes, and that's sufficient for keeping the moisture and the air outside and closing up the envelope. But with Energy Star, every little bit of air that comes in decreases the value of your rating. So you actually will have to take these pipes apart and individually tape the plastic poly all the way around them individually, because otherwise you create a space or a runway for the air to travel through, and that will actually decrease the value of your Energy Star when you go to do your test.
Yeah, so in essence, basically every single pipe is decoupled, and you're gonna get basically a vapor barrier around each pipes in layman terms. And then you also, are you gonna add a vapor barrier here, Connor, or no?
Yeah, so we're gonna actually have to, at this point, unfortunately, have to take the drywall off,
Yeah.
and we have to add a layer of vapor barrier from top, and it's gonna wrap around, or sorry, from the bottom, it's gonna wrap around all the way to the top, and then it's going to be clamped down by the drywall at the bottom here, and also be clamped by the drywall on the ceiling. At this project, we have an Energy Star home. For anyone that doesn't know Energy Star, it's a government-backed program, and it's about adding efficiency and reducing greenhouse gases. So a lot of the products that you use for that, different quality windows, different quality doors, different building materials, and also different appliances. So the products that you use, they're more efficient, they reduce the costs of your energy bills, and they will also reduce greenhouse gases and greenhouse emissions, which is better for the environment. With Energy Star, you'll find that your gas bills and your hydro bills will actually go down from 10 to 65%. And also you'll find that the houses are a lot more sealed up. They feel a lot warmer, and you don't have those drafts and cold breezes that other properties do have.
So hey guys, we're at our duplex project here in Leaside. We've got a unit in the basement, and we've got basically another unit above grade. So basement's got its own walkout basement. That's where the prospective tenants or in-law suites, they can access the basement. And above grade, you've got a separate unit. So let's go inside, have a peek. Right now what we're doing over here is we're getting the brickwork done. We've got some precast that was delivered today. So this is custom cut at the shop. This isn't like where it's just a generic size you buy. You have different options when you're installing this. This is essentially going to be the border for the windows. So you see the windows up there, guys? This is going to be the border for around the windows, and also a border for the front door, and also a border for the garage as well over there. Then the front facade, the client has opted to go with bricks as well. There was an initial design to go with half brick, half stone, natural stone, Indiana stone, but they preferred the more Leaside looks. You see, look around us, a lot of the houses here, older houses, they're all bricks throughout. So they're doing bricks throughout. We've got a gentleman here that I've been working with for many years, many years, over 15 years.
Yeah, man.
Steve, he does all the
Working
mixing.
along for at least over 15 years.
Yes,
you
yes,
know, in
exactly.
this neighborhood,
That's-
nice, beautiful neighborhood.
That's it, exactly. See, so
Beautiful builders, you know.
that's it, beautiful builders. So tell me, what's the challenging here? I mean, in this here, obviously the site is
Well,
kind
you know what the challenge we always go through, because the space is a very tight space. You have to have patience, you know. Everybody have to work together, because everybody, they build their house too. They ask for permission over here.
Yes,
So,
yes,
you know, we got to do
yes.
the same thing, right?
That's it.
So we got to work together.
That's
you know?
it.
It's all about, you know, unity.
That's it. Came in, the carpenter made a mistake, because obviously now that window is going inside our, facade here, in the canopy basically. No, you can't have the window inside the canopy. So these are small mistakes. No, he's going to have to lower it, buddy. The thing is that system is basically a continuous system. So I don't even think you need that thing in the middle.
You have to cut that out.
He has to cut that out
Yeah,
basically.
because that's going on top of the,
Correct.
the window.
Correct. 100%. So that's why the carpenter's got to come back. He's got to modify that.
Then it looks like a bigger door.
100%. I'm going to call him, because you cannot have a window, guys. The top is a window for the video. The bottom is a door. You cannot have that window go inside your canopy, guys.
Yeah.
So that carpenter, again, small thing. These things happen. It's normal. We're going to fix it, obviously. We're here at one of our projects. It's a brand new build. This is going to be, it's a semi-detached home. It's a new construction. We finished the foundations. The block wall is already up. And the next step here now is going to be, we're going to be bending this rebar. We're going to get our guy in here that's going to handle the slab, the suspended slab. And we're going to have some steps over here. So that's going to happen immediately. Imagine if the builder or the contractor never looked at the detail of having this block wall in your quotation. This is expensive. This is not cheap. This costs a lot of time, a lot of labor. It's not the material, it's about the labor. So everything to the finer detail has to be captured when you're pricing the job, because you want to make sure that your clients are not disappointed. And we're back here right now. We just passed inspections. We ran our sewer services from the last time that you guys were here on the video. So now we've got our sewer services, water services ran for the 2 garden suites that are going in the back of the property. Again, the garden suites are the same situation. You've got 2 garden suites that are also in that semi-detached way, where you've got this one wall that's going to be a block wall that's going to continue here in the middle, and then the side perimeters are going to be basically just wood construction here for this specific project. Now, what you're seeing right over there is the sewer line that we just ran that wasn't here last time, as well as a copper pipe that's for the water services. It's not a normal project where you can just come in and basically bring the bobcats in and just backfill with the dirt. There was no space to put the dirt here, guys. So when, typically to save on costs, what builders would do is they leave some dirt at the site and they can use that to backfill at the back of the property. But because we're building so much on this real estate, on this small plot of land, we're building so much, guys, we have to go for a variance. We had to go to the committee of adjustment for this project. We have gravel, because you've got to put a layer of gravel to have the right slope. Everything is done. It's already been inspected by the city and the engineer, and it is passed. It's exposed at the moment because once it passes inspections, you got to backfill. So we're getting gravel over there. The next load of the slinger is going to, wherever I'm standing on now, there's another load coming that's going to be dumped directly over there. We're going to have guys with some sort of a plywood to make sure that, we put it in nicely. So therefore, that pipe there that you see there, the copper, it's very delicate. We want to make sure that that copper pipe in no way gets bent, damaged, dented, because that's going to cause a problem later on. Imagine that gets, not handled correctly. If the builder doesn't know what they're doing, if that gets bent after the job is done, Builder's collected his money. The builder goes home. The water doesn't turn on. You can't pass inspections. Imagine coming back here, guys, and digging this out by hand to expose that pipe. That has to be protected.